In the top stories, Crown Counsel prosecutor denied bail amid charges linked to murder suspect's escape. UA Vice Chancellor backs Maroon Institute proposal at historic symposium. And U.S. and Colombia resolve deportation dispute after tensions over migrant flights. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, January 27th, 2025. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, Crown Counsel prosecutor Chantrice Dorset has been denied bail after being charged with 6 offenses related to aiding a murder suspect in fleeing the country. Police confirmed the charges and the court's decision as Dorset remains in custody awaiting further legal proceedings. The Director of Public Prosecutions, or DPP, Adlai Smith, announced on Friday, January 24th, 2025, that the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force formally charged Dorset following an extensive investigation. The charges are connected to the July 20th, 2024 fatal shooting of Akeem Archibald. According to the DPP, the prime suspect, Kyron Phillip, also known as Tollop, fled the country by sea and remains at large. Dorset now faces 1 count of accessory after the fact to murder, 3 counts of attempting to pervert the court of justice, and 1 count each of misconduct in public office and corruption. The DPP emphasized that Dorset, like any accused person, is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The DPP also urged the public to act with maturity and refrain from speculating about this case based on rumors or publishing inaccurate information that could prejudice the fair trial of the charges. The St. Kitts Electricity Company Limited, or SCELEC, has launched the Bastyr North Extension Feeder Upgrade Project, which began on January 26, 2025. The project will unfold in 2 phases, with Phase 1 lasting 6 weeks. During this period, the mainline conductors will be upgraded from Buckley's near the JNF General Hospital to West Farm along the island's main road. According to SCELEC, this upgrade aims to improve power distribution, reliability, and quality for customers between Buckley's and Boyd's. The project is valued at EC $1 million and involves over 30 linesmen, technicians, and support staff from SCELEC's transmission and distribution division, working alongside other utilities. To facilitate the necessary upgrades, several planned outages will be scheduled, primarily on weekends, to minimize traffic congestion along the island's main road. Engineering manager Kenrod Roberts assures customers that these interruptions are crucial for reducing future outages and improving service quality. SCELEC advises the public to avoid the work zones and exercise caution in the area. Customers are encouraged to protect their appliances during outages. For updates, visit SCELEC on Facebook or at www.scelec.kn. The St. Kitts Lions Club demonstrated its commitment to environmental sustainability by planting several palm trees at the Advanced Vocational Education Center, AVEC, during a ceremony on Saturday. During the ceremony, President of the club, Cedric Liebert, explained how the idea came about to fulfill this venture.
A few weeks ago, 2 of us from the subcommittee came here and met with the director of AVEC, and in so doing, after discussion of our business, he then indicated that he had a project, and that project is to plant palm trees alongside the fencing. And we have agreed immediately to assist, and today we are here to plant 6 trees.
He said the club has already planted trees at 4 other institutions in St. Kitts, indicating that more planting will be happening throughout the year.
I want to say, as part of our Lionistic year, we have agreed to have some tree planting in various areas of St. Kitts. Earlier, we have had about 4 schools that we have moved to plant trees as part of our week of activities in December, and today we will be planting these 6.
In addition to their environmental efforts, Liberd revealed that the club is seeking to establish a permanent home for its operations as it currently holds meetings on the AVEC compound.
I also want to mention that we are presently seeking a home for lions here in St. Kitts. We have been talking to officials in the government, and we are at a stage where we are now looking forward for a proposal to leave the Ministry of Sustainable Development to go to the Cabinet for consideration. So I hope that will be.
The tree planting ceremony followed the club's Region 2 meeting. We move now to news on the regional scene. Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Vice-Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, or UWI, has backed a proposal from Jamaica's Maroon community to establish an institute dedicated to researching and preserving the history and culture of Maroon and indigenous peoples. The announcement was made at a symposium on January 9, 2025. The proposed institute would focus on research advocacy and policy development, positioning itself as a global hub for Maroon and indigenous knowledge. Beckles emphasized the UWI's responsibility to help Jamaica's Maroons thrive, noting, quote, "Everywhere there was slavery, there was marronage," end quote. Gamma Gloria Sims, chair of the Maroon Women's Network, welcomed the initiative, calling for the university to uplift Maroon culture and voices. The symposium, part of the CARICOM Reparations Commission's initiative for reparatory justice, also featured Maroon representatives and experts discussing Maroon rights and legacies. Dr. Hilary Brown of CARICOM highlighted the need for respect and amplification of Maroon issues. Health authorities in Trinidad and Tobago are urging the public to avoid consuming giant African snails, citing serious health risks. The Ministry of Health warned that the snails carry the rat lungworm parasite, which can cause meningitis, a potentially fatal inflammation of the brain and spinal cord. Infections are particularly severe in children. The snails may also harbor salmonella and other toxins from their diet, which cannot be removed through cooking. The ministry advised extreme caution for those handling snails, urging adherence to safety guidelines from the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. This warning highlights the dangers of consuming or improperly handling the invasive species. Internationally, the U.S. and Colombia reached an agreement on deportation flights following a tense standoff. President Donald Trump had threatened steep tariffs on Colombian imports after President Gustavo Petro refused to accept deported migrants on U.S. military planes, criticizing the deportation process as inhumane. In response, Petro imposed retaliatory tariffs and called for more humane deportations, offering Colombia's presidential aircraft for the flights. Tensions escalated as Trump imposed visa restrictions on Colombian officials, suspending visa processing in Bogota. Ultimately, Colombia agreed to accept the deportees, and the U.S. held off on imposing tariffs. Visa restrictions remain in place until the first deportation flight is completed. The dispute underscores growing strains in U.S.-Colombia relations under Petro's leadership, with Trump using the situation as a warning to other countries resisting his immigration policies. And finally, in international news, tens of thousands of Palestinians returned to northern Gaza on Monday after Israel lifted its closure temporarily, marking the first such move in over a year as part of a fragile ceasefire agreement. Many had spent over a year in overcrowded shelters and were eager to see their homes despite significant damage. The return symbolized resilience and defiance against Israel's military campaign, which began after Hamas's October 2023 attack, and challenged the idea that Palestinians could be permanently resettled elsewhere. Despite ongoing tensions and disputes over hostages, the temporary reopening of Gaza offers a glimmer of hope for those returning. And now for the weather. Present weather is fair skies. Winds are a moderate breeze of 18 miles per hour from the northeast. The temperature for today is 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.2 to 2.1 meters or 5 to 7 feet. A small craft advisory is now in effect. Weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy skies with brief periods of increased cloudiness and 60% or a moderate chance of brief showers. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a 40% or a moderate chance of brief showers. Sunset for today will be at 6:04 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 6:43 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.